There's like this whole thing with everybody hates Elon Musk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, what the? That to me is the most mind-blowing thing, where like normal people who I know, normal people, all of a sudden like hate Elon Musk. I'm like, why do you hate Elon Musk? You're like, oh, he's a little billionaire. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He's an because he's rich?
No, but he's like doing so much good. You mean like so much good for humanity? What has he done wrong?
I haven't really come across anyone that has a legit bone to pick with Elon Musk and like a solid argument. He's taking on humanity's biggest problems, taking on transportation, communications, climate. He's going to make us an interplanetary species. Like, he's taking on the biggest problems in human existence. Like, I truly believe he deserves all the success that he wants. Like, what the hell?
New intro music is on fire, man. It's a really good song. I actually just enjoy listening to it.
Yeah?
It's got like a little dubstep to it. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. So hopefully the visuals work with it. But like the music is actually really good. I really like it a lot. There's a lot of parts to the track that we could use in different areas. But what I had realized, the thing with the intro music was every time somebody watches a clip, you know how it just kind of cuts into the story? They don't know what they're watching. It just like, we just cut it out of the video, right?
Yeah.
So if they watch the video, they don't know what the show is. They're like, why are these guys talking? And we had one of our videos, it was about Jesse from Nelk, right? It's like one of our most popular videos now. It's got like 7,000 views. It has a lot of watch time on it.
Yep.
By the way, oh my God, I forgot. I exported all of our YouTube data and I want to show it to you. I keep forgetting about that.
I'm looking at your channel right now.
Yeah, but I exported all the data and I stored it to see which videos are bringing the most watch time and the most subscribers and all that. I found some really interesting stuff there.
Oh, right on.
I keep forgetting about that, yeah. But anyway, so that video has a really good watch time, but did bring in some subscribers. But what I realized was that people who might just watch a random video, they don't know what our show is.
Yep.
The channel's called Web Friendly, right? Our show is called Good Morning Marketers. Like, what is going on here, right? Why are these guys talking about Jesse from Nelk? And then they're talking about, YouTube marketing. And so, it's like, what is this, right? So what I realized was having like, I think it's called a cold open, like TV shows, they would have this. No, I think a cold open is where you do some sort of like a skit at the beginning, but like a theme music. I think 10 seconds at the beginning of every video with the right music that gets them excited, the right visuals, maybe some text on screen, but that 10 seconds basically says, this is what this channel's about. I feel like that's what's missing. What do you think?
I don't know about that. All the best practices right now are saying just jump right in, jump right into the content.
But the thing is, when you jump right in is when, if I'm like a YouTuber like Mr. Beast, right? I have a concept for my video. In this video, you're going to discover blah, 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 blah. So people watching it are like, okay, cool. This guy, I get it. He's doing this thing.
Yeah.
They understand what it is. But the way that we're filming our show, we're doing an hour-long episode, chopping it up into clips, right? So each clip is kind of, I won't say it's a foresight. We do a little bit of planning for it, right? But it's like,
this is a bigger subject. I don't know if you want to, should we be talking about this in the show? Are we putting this in the show?
Yeah.
This is a big conversation. And because you're taking these clips out of the long format actual conversation, that's the reality of your workflow at this point in time. But what you could do is either yourself or your video editor should isolate the most compelling aspect from that clip. Let's say it's a 10-minute video, but let's say the most controversial or the most shocking or the most compelling part of it was 2 minutes in. Grab that 20-second soundbite, copy it, move it to the very beginning and go coming up ... with that compelling intro.
That's what's called a cold open. I was mixing up my
Oh,
vocabulary.
okay. Gotcha.
So what I told her was that we need to start doing that for all the clips.
Yeah.
Very short little like intro soundbite.
Here's the trick that everyone up, so don't do this. Make sure that the holy trinity is together in alignment, meaning the thumbnail and the title are the Power Twins. They're delivering the promise, convincing the person to click. That hook, that better provide an immediate payoff for why they clicked. Those three elements have to...
Yeah. I could talk to you about the thumbnail. I discovered something about thumbnails I could tell you about. Not just get the watch time, because before I thought we were not getting great watch time, but we are. Most of our videos have over 60% watch time. So I was like, okay. It was weird that I had to really dive into the YouTube analytics to figure that out.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
So see, most of the videos are not gaining us any subscribers. And that was my thing. It was like, I'm looking at the stats. I'm like, okay, like we are getting pretty good watch time.
Yeah, but you don't want to optimize for subscribers, dude. You want to optimize for views.
Sure, but what I mean is like if somebody watches it and they're actually compelled by the content and they're like, oh, this is really good, they would subscribe. If I watch something and I really like it, I don't hit the like button. I subscribe. I want to see more.
Yeah.
Right. And when I looked at, I don't know if it's in here, like our return visitors is very low.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's like we want people to watch and like actually really be like, wow, this is cool. I really like the show. And so I think because people are not really getting what the show is. If you watch an individual clip, you don't get it. Why are we talking about this? So as I was browsing around and watching other shows or whatever, like if it's really popular, like you watch like Joe Rogan or something, like everybody knows Joe Rogan and you know, the story's there. You know his story. But for us, nobody knows us.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying is like that 10-second of music that gets played at the beginning, I think that needs to tell the story of like, what is this thing? And the cold open.
Please trust me when I say this. You don't want to put it at the very beginning. You want the intro soundbite, the hook, the content to be the first 10, 20, 30 seconds. Then you can do your intro music.
So what I told the editor, I said that if we start the video with a question. Remember in the last episode, I was asking you a question and you were giving me the answer. Do you remember that? And then we would talk about it for a while. I was doing it on purpose because I was thinking about how the video is going to start.
Yeah.
The video was, so tell me about da 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 da. So what I told her was, if there's a good intro that explains what the rest of the video is about, play the intro, then the music, then the clip. At the beginning of the video, it just kind of we're into it, and you know you might need to go somewhere else in the video, find the coming up thing, put that at the front, then the music, and then play the thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because my alternative, and I think I've talked about this before, was recording an intro for every video, which I actually think would be the optimal thing to do. Hey guys, in this video, we talk about blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's just that much more work for you. Yeah.
Exactly. But I do think that little 10 seconds, I told her like maximum 15 seconds, but really it's 10. Like I want it to be really short. Music, boom, boom, this is what the show's about. We talk about marketing. And I also changed the tagline. Before it was news, trends, and insights that matter to creators, publishers, and marketers. Now, news, trends, and insights that matter to marketers.
Cool.
Just simplify it. You know, we just go with the marketers, even creators. They want to learn marketing. We're going to be talking about marketing that creators could do, you know? So I just really like trying to simplify that down because that story. Going back to the thumbnail thing, the thumbnail and the title thing, what I figured out with that, again, I was just like, because I don't know if you see our thumbnail game. I actually think our thumbnails are doing pretty good now. They're not perfect, right? But again, we are.
Nobody has perfect thumbnails.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get Crystal, who's doing our thumbnails, just like, I just want her to do it without me saying anything, right? But with the feedback, what I gave her was the thumbnail needs to tell a story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Less is more.
Like the image itself has to tell stories. When you look at the thumbnail, and maybe it's a combination of the thumbnail and the title, tell some story. Like, maybe the thumbnail has a picture of Mark Zuckerberg, but we Photoshop it so he has his tongue out and there's like money on his eyes. That image would tell you a story that he's laughing because he's making money.
Yeah, but when I say less is more, is the biggest problem people have with thumbnails is they try cramming way too much into the thumbnail. Honestly, when it comes to thumbnails, too much information is no information. I'm kind of almost shocked here to see your highest click-through rate on a video with over 1,300 views is the video with me and Joe Rogan and Mr. Beast on there. Why do podcasters use headphones?
I know.
Dude, you have a 25% click-through rate on that. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a huge click-through rate. That's massive.
Dude, do you know that I noticed when I was looking at this is that those with the highest click-through rates are with you in it. I'm not kidding. But also, okay, one, you're a handsome dude, but also you have a better quality camera. Pictures are better.
The camera really is... Like, dude, put it in your Christmas list or something. Get yourself a DSLR or a mirrorless camera. Honestly, when I finally got one, I was like, what the took me so long to get this camera? Like, when I show up to a Zoom meeting, everyone's like, what do you use for camera? And blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I'm well lit right now, so the webcam, it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, having a solid camera is not only good for business, but you got the added benefit of being able to, you know, use it in your private life, personal life too.
I just want to say some of this data, when we see our watch time, a lot of it is reels. Shorts.
Shorts, yep.
And there was no way to not include shorts when I was exporting the data. So I would have to go and manually try to remove them.
Oh, really?
Which, yeah, it kind of sucked.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Because shorts is a traffic source right now. That just happened like a week and a half ago.
The other thing, I don't know if it shows in here, what I figured out. You won't believe this. So what I figured out was how many views we got from external traffic social media versus how many views we got from YouTube. The amount of views that we got from social media, it was like, I can't remember what it was. It was like 200. And the amount of views we got from YouTube was like, I don't know how many we've had now. If you could pull up the stat, you could like share it. But it was like,
Well, I'm looking at the last 90 days.
oh no, I was looking from when we started the show, which was in March.
Was that March? Okay.
Yeah, it was like, but remember how much effort I was putting into the social.
Yeah, I was trying to tell you that in the early days. Like,
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me, because I tell you that what I figured out was like all the effort we're putting. I was like, okay, I'm going to use all the social media distribution to drive traffic to these videos. And then like looking back at it from March, it was like we got like maybe 200 views through all of our social media posting.
oh, I'm seeing a whole lot more than 200 views on external.
No, on social media. What do you see? There was my website drives a bunch of traffic.
Oh, yeah, and that would be external. Yeah. Well, no, I'm seeing higher numbers. So Facebook, 829 views. Nothing to write home about.
Really?
That's what I see. 829,
Whoa.
829 views from Facebook. But Google search is kicking Facebook's ass at 7,402 views.
Whoa,
Then it's Facebook.
Wait a minute. I got to get back in the studio now.
I'm looking at
swear I
March
saw-
1st to yesterday, or 2 days ago. March 1st and November 16th is what I'm looking at. We should really get going though, man. Are you putting this in the show or like?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay.
put this in the show.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
sure. Are we doing the show right now? Or?
Yeah, no, we're doing the show. Yeah.
I wasn't sure. I was like,
Hey,
are we just shooting the shit here? Or?
No, this is part of the show, man. I just thought this stuff was interesting when I started getting into it. You know what? I can't even remember what the fuck I was doing. Oh, here it is. I went to advanced mode.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm looking at traffic source, and then I clicked on external, and then it breaks it out. Google search, Facebook, web friendly, YouTube, DuckDuckGo, whatever the hell that is. Twitter is only 59 views. Gmail is only 25 views. I know you only recently started promoting too. Oh, wow. It even captures views from the Brave search engine. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
so what do I got
Instagram is
here?
nothing. LinkedIn is nothing. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Facebook is 829 views, which is not terrible, I suppose. But Google search, man.
Okay, so the Google search thing. Oh, I guess that's not including the web-friendly views. Oh, interesting. Because yeah, I was optimizing for search. I'm surprised Google search brought in that much actually. Between Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn is not even. Oh, LinkedIn is 19, right? Twitter's 59. Oh, you know why Facebook? Oh my God, you know why Facebook? It's because I run ads on Facebook to the videos.
Oh, I didn't know you were
That's
doing that.
why.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's
So-
views. No, I'm actually looking at watch time right now. Let's go back to views.
Yeah. So what I was doing on Facebook to try to increase our views and watch time and so on, and a little trick I guess people can learn is you target countries like Africa. I was actually targeting Egypt, so I could spend like $20 and get like, I don't know, 20,000 impressions or like more.
Gotcha.
Like I would get like 800, 900 people like the post. If I target the US, I get like 5 likes. So that was my hack.
It's a cheaper market.
Yeah, if you want to get like lots of likes on your Facebook page or something, you would just target like another country. And Egypt was one that I knew about, so I would just target Egypt. Wow, some people are sharing our videos in Android app messaging. So you could look at webfriend.ly. That is part of that's our short URL, right?
Yep.
So that could be counted towards our social media efforts. Twitter could be. YouTube is inflated because of those ads. So I think that's probably what I'm talking about here, where like, we were sharing, twice a day, every day, trying to get people to go watch our videos. The effort is just not worth it. Just optimizing optimize for search for Google. The other thing about this too is every one of our clips that we're doing, I have writers now creating articles for every one of those clips. Our traffic spiked. I think it peaked at 6,500 visitors like 2 months ago when we were consistently posting articles based on the videos.
On web friendly.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it has helped a lot. And that is one place that I'm actually making money from the show.
Oh, very cool, dude.
Which I don't mind talking later about. I've now figured out how to even monetize even more. So my first place to monetize a show, because originally this was like a news thing, so I optimized for news.
Yep.
So that's why, the things that we talk about, we want to be able to optimize. I want to optimize for Google, basically, for all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because that's my first place to be able to monetize until we get some traction on YouTube.
Random question. Sorry to cut you off there. What happened on October 6th? Because that's when you got the bulk of your Google search traffic. There's a huge spike.
Really?
On October 6th. Yeah. I'm curious if you know like anything off the top of your head. What happened on October 6th? Because you got the bulk of your views on that particular day.
We did a whole episode about Joe Rogan and Mark Zuckerberg together.
Oh, gotcha.
And no one else really covered that whole. I wish I would have gone deeper on that,
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of things in there, and like we did riff on it, but I thought that was a very interesting. Like, I really wanted to riff on the whole Kanye West meltdown.
I don't even know much about the whole Kanye West meltdown.
I don't want to. Let's not get into it now. But
yeah.
but like I was, because I
Yeah.
followed it. I was like, I could really riff on that. I could do a whole
Yeah.
episode on what was going on there. You know.
Yeah.
And then there's like this whole thing with everybody hates Elon Musk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, what the? That to me is the most mind blowing thing. Where like normal people who I know, normal people, all of a sudden like hate Elon Musk. I'm like, why do you hate Elon Musk? They're like, oh, he's a little billionaire. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He's an because he's rich.
No, but he's like doing so much good. You know what I mean? Like so much good for humanity. What has he done wrong? Just because all the media, they don't like him now because, you know, it's left-wing media and I guess he's, you know, steering more towards the right, whatever.
This subject seems to be coming up a lot in my calls and dealings as well. But honestly, like what you just said, I haven't really come across anyone that has a legit bone to pick with Elon Musk and like a solid argument. He's taking on humanity's biggest problems. And I literally just finished listening to the audiobook that was released, I think, 4 years ago.
Oh, I never heard it.
But she did a fantastic job with the fact checking and everything. We're definitely due for a part 2. Someone's got to get a second Elon Musk book out there. I feel like he's taking on everything. He's taking on transportation, communications, climate. He's going to make us an interplanetary species. Like he's taking on the biggest problems in human existence. Like I truly believe he deserves all the success that he wants. Like, what the hell?
Of course. Is it the one that's called Tesla, SpaceX, and the Quest for a Fantastic Future? Ashley Vance?
Ashley Vance. Yeah, I'm an audiobook guy. And it's narrated by a dude and narrated by Fred Sanders. But you could tell Ashley did her homework, man. Because at the end of the book, she's got all these like appendices, like confirming his education and confirming this and confirming the amount of people out there that were trying to like, you know, you didn't graduate and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who the F cares? Like, seriously, like, I mean, why would you care that much about someone's education? He's still taking on the world's hardest problems that faces humanity today. It makes me laugh that so many people have such a bone to pick with Elon Musk. I'm like, really? Is he really making your life that bad?
Well, I'm on Facebook now, and I guess because I've clicked on or engaged with articles about Elon Musk and the whole Twitter takeover thing, right? Every single article is negative. Like, I've not seen a positive article about Elon Musk taking over Twitter, right? And then I go into the comments. It's like a good 90% of people bashing Elon Musk. And there's a few comments being there like,
I don't get it.
This is how you start and grow a startup. Like, this is the playbook of what he's doing. It's like, why is he making so many changes and changing his mind and pivoting? It's like, that is how you run and build a startup. Like, he's basically using like, you know, lean startup principles. Like, people don't get it. It's like, and it's like, who are you to judge? This guy is like, you know, one of the richest people in the world. And like, you're in the Facebook comments, you know, placing your judgment. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, the hatred towards Elon Musk is odd, very odd and uncalled for.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Remember we talked about it before? Why does everybody hate Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, but everybody loves Elon Musk? We were talking about this like a few months ago. Now the media has turned. It's like everyone just follows what the media says, and they're just like, oh, now we hate Elon Musk. It's like, okay, let's go charging, you know? Like, who's next?
Let's jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, right. Whenever I see people who are in the media and who could take that much pressure, like even when like Joe Rogan was getting, you know, the whole Spotify thing and you know, all that stuff, and even like seeing Andrew Tate, you know, and he got all this hatred and all that kind of stuff. Like, I experienced that myself. I had a situation, you know, I won't talk about it, but you know, had a lot of the media exposure that ended up turning out to be negative, you know, and it was like a lot of pressure, and like I was not very happy about it, you know. So when seeing people like on the world stage just getting bashed by the media just hates them, you know. To me, I see it's like the media is just, it's like unethical of how they can try to spin stories in negative ways to try to tarnish somebody's reputation.
Yeah, it's like the more success someone finds, the bigger target you have on your back, and you really need to have a thick skin. You really need to have a thick skin if you want to take on some of that.
I think Elon Musk is maybe an agenda, but then they also look at what is getting us the clicks. I'm surprised that talking crap about Elon Musk is potentially helping them getting more traffic. To me, is like, it's weird that that's even a thing. It's weird that people are going along with this whole idea that Elon Musk is a bad guy. You told me about this new word I had never heard about before. It was called, I thought you said tentpole, but now you told me no, tentpole, like a camping tent followed by the word event. So tent pole, pole as in pole dancing, tent as in going camping.
I see where you're going with that. Yeah.
One word. So it's kind of like pole dancing while you're camping. Tent pole event. Never heard of this before.
That sounds like a new YouTube channel that someone's going to start pole dancing while they're camping. That's going to be the whole YouTube channel right there.
That's what tentpoling is. So I have here on Google the definition. A tentpole event could be any event that your customers and prospective customers identify with and rally around in the same way. Your job as a marketer is to leverage the tentpole event to drive awareness and marketing goals for your business. Never heard of this before.
I'm quite confident that, Matt, you've leveraged this strategy. You just didn't know that this strategy had a term and there was a way to be proactive about it. The idea is that anytime you start working with a brand new client, or like we are right now coming towards the end of a year, the idea is you sit down and you plan out next year's tentpole events so that you're not scrambling and rushing to support your clients or support your own marketing initiatives, because at the very last minute you realize that there's something going. I mean, it could be a Black Friday. The whole point is having that calendar reminding you like a month before Black Friday that you need to have your gear to make sure that you're ready for Black Friday. It could be a regional event. It could be an industry event. This year I attended Vid Summit. And immediately following Vid Summit, I'm seeing all of these big YouTubers or even average size YouTubers making YouTube content about what it was like attending Vid Summit and what are my takeaways from Vid Summit. Like that's an example of a tentpole event, right? So I literally just went through this whole process with my financial services client and realized that there are different financial events that I want my clients to be ready for next year. Financial Awareness Month is November. There's a specific day in August for financial education. And then obviously for us Canadians, I made a note the fact that taxes are due April 30th. Now, I correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, entrepreneurs actually have a different due dates that maybe you know about.
We have a fiscal year.
Like your personal taxes are due April 30th, but I know it's different if you're an entrepreneur.
No, it's just different if you're incorporated.
Oh, okay. But so anyways, regardless, the idea is making sure that your content strategy is going to be ready, because come on, like it depends on the kind of content you're making, obviously, but we're talking about turnaround times and whatnot. You want to have a content calendar laid out before the next year or before you start really rolling out the red carpet for your client, to actually show your client that you're being proactive and they're like, hey, listen, this event, and have these calendar reminders set up so that you're not rushing the last second, right?
I've talked about this a lot, that whenever you do your marketing, if you always have a reason for your promotion. So what I love is in Canada, we have a holiday every single month where, like, if you count Valentine's Day as a holiday, you got St. Patrick's Day, right? So like we start with January is like, New Year's deal, New Year's special. Then you got your Valentine's special. You got your St. Patrick's Day special.
New year, new you.
Yeah. Then you got your Easter special. Then what's May? May the 4th be with you. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, right? Yes. Love that.
I don't, whatever, right? And then June, there's something. July, we have Canada Day. It goes on. You get the idea, right? So, or it could be like summer sale.
Victoria Day. May has Victoria Day.
Victoria Day. In October, you got Halloween. In November, you have the crappy weather celebration. I don't know. What is no? Oh, we have Remembrance Day. I don't know if you could do a promotion around Remembrance.
Remembrance Day. Well, yeah, that would you better be in the right industry if you're going to be doing something around that tentpole event.
Then in December you got Christmas, right? And year end. So that gives you a reason to do your marketing. So when I would do like email marketing campaigns, I'd always revolve it around, a reason, usually a world holiday, special event, something.
Yeah.
It could be your birthday. It could be your company's anniversary. You could say, hey, it's my wife's birthday. And for that reason, I am doing a promotion. So it works really well. When I was doing my in-person social media workshops, I remember in the summertime, it was so hard to sell it because it was summertime. People wanted to go out. Even I wouldn't do my events during the summertime because nobody would go. So then I ended up running the summer school edition of the social media director program. Sold out like super fast. Right? I think I actually ended up putting in another class because it like sold out so fast.
Oh yeah, cool.
And then I remember back in the day, it was during Christmas time, was always like I would look at whenever I was making money and look at my Stripe account, and December was always my lowest month. I noticed this in one year. So the next year I planned a big event in December. It was actually at the end of November, but then we ended up processing sales in December. And then I did that for like 2-3 years in a row. And then December ended up being my biggest month all the time.
Oh, wow.
Because I'd always do the event in December or end of November, whatever it was, right? So we do like a big event, 300 people, sell a bunch of tickets, and we do an offer and then a course, and then, we email it to the list after, right? So I would plan things during times that I would typically have a low amount of sales.
Yeah, I remember attending a lot of your events back in the day in Vancouver too. Dude, I don't know if you're doing those anymore, but you definitely hosted a lot of big events.
I went to an event. I went to a dinner party. It was called the YVR Entrepreneurs. It was organized by a woman named Brittany. Great organizer. Blown away by how well she put this thing together and how fast.
Events are hard.
Reminded me of myself in my early days. How she just like boom, 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 everything's together, magazines, and like I was just like, wow, right? I was like, I remember when I used to do this stuff. But it reminded me the power of networking and putting the events together. Because when you're just an attendee of the event, it's kind of you got to go, hey man, how are you? What do you do for your business? And you have to kind of go do your networking. When you're the one who organizes the event, everyone comes up and talks to you. Everyone knows you already. You know everybody already. So there's so much power in doing events. And I've been wanting to bring internet masterminds back in a big way, which I might very soon do again.
I was a big fan. I was always at those events back in the day.
Before COVID, we were setting up chapters, right? And we had chapters all over the world and all that stuff. And I was talking to another friend of mine that has a whole bunch of meetups. I think in total they have like 80,000 members in between all their meetups. And he doesn't want to run it anymore. So he was asking me if I want to either acquire it or do something with it. And I was like, yeah, I'll take it if I can rebrand everything to Internet Masterminds. He didn't want me to rebrand it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do it if I don't rebrand it. But that would bring us up to over 100,000 members if all I did was all those chapters. But then I got to find chapter leaders to run events, right? Yeah, it was always those events too. Whenever we had a reason for the event, it was a holiday, something going on, that always ends up selling more, doing a better job in the promotion. Now with tentpole marketing, this term I've never even heard of. How do you think that, in the YouTube space that this could work?
I think it's really dependent on like the kind of industry you're in, the vertical you're in, because there's going to be all kinds of tentpole events that aren't applicable to you.
Oh, you know what it is? It's kind of like the YouTube Rewind.
Oh yeah.
The year end, this is what,
Yeah.
And I've seen podcasts do the best of. We should do oh my God. I should get the editor to just put together a best of episode. I'm totally going to do that.
It's called a mashup video. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool term. I want to jump ahead here to some predictions that we might have on creator economy, digital marketing in 2023. What do you think are going to be the hot trends taking place in 2023 for marketing and growing your audience online?
So there's definitely been a lot of drama in 2022, all kinds of news about enterprises left, right, and center laying people off like crazy. Lots of people are concerned about the economy. Lots of people are concerned about inflation. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, inflation is touching you in a negative way. I think that businesses are going to be forced into the creator economy even stronger. The really productive creators out there are developing and cultivating a valuable and strong bond with their audience, their viewers. I predict companies are going to have to be a lot more aggressive into the creator economy and are going to have to loosen up their purse strings, as it were, and really pay these creators what they're worth. Historically speaking, I think creators are not charging enough for brand deals and sponsored videos and sponsored this or sponsored that.
What is not enough? What do you think? How much the average creator?
Well, they have formulas to figure out, and they're going to have like this one template that works for creators that have, up to 10,000 subscribers. And then they'll have another format that would apply for anyone up to 100,000 subscribers.
But do they go by subscribers? I was noticing this guy's podcast. He had somebody on a show that I kind of knew, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, he's got like 100,000 subscribers. And I looked at the video and it looked suspicious. So then I looked, I'm like, what's his most popular video? And it was like a commercial for his show. And I was like, okay, maybe he was using YouTube ads. He had like 200,000, right?
Almost for sure, yeah.
And I started scrolling and I was looking at his view count. I'm like, his subscribers are definitely fake. I was like, there's no way he has 200,000 subscribers and he's getting an average of like 500 views or something,
I completely agree, but unfortunately, I've always said this. Remember how long I've been saying this. Viewer over subscriber. Views are way more valuable than subscribers, but most brands aren't educated in this sense, and they do put some weight into the subscriber count of the YouTuber channel. But I have to say this is really important. I stand by this. I think brands are going to have to start loosening up the purse strings and paying these creators a whole lot more if they want their brand to be in front of those eyeballs. And honestly, the brand better let the creator do what the creator does best. The brands really need to stop nitpicking at what the creators are doing. You are literally paying the creator to do exactly what they're doing. And if you're going to try to start micromanaging that creator, a smart creator will drop that brand no matter what they're being paid, because they don't want to do anything to risk losing the trust of their audience.
Of course.
But I have to say this, if the creator is entering into a brand deal, the creator absolutely needs to at least ask, they might not get it, but the creator has to ask for the sales data, so that you can quantify the value that you're actually bringing to. I couldn't care less if your channel only has 100 subscribers. If you're able to convert viewers into leads, into sales, and let's say that channel with 100 subscribers was able to get 20 paying clients for the brand, that was probably a really great deal compared to another channel that maybe has 50,000 subscribers and only got 5 sales. But the creator doesn't always have access to the sales data, and the brand is not going to want to turn over that sales data because they realize that there is some power in having access to that information, right?
Well, there's sometimes I notice that they'll do a promote. Like I was watching Lou Later, and just this morning I was watching it, and I noticed he did an ad for Audible, but it was just like go to Audible. It's like, how are they going to know if Audible, all they care about is like go to Audible? It's just like an impression. So all they're trying to do is like get people to hear it. I hear it too with like Manscaped all the time, and like even like Shopify. They don't have like a tracking link. They'll just say like go to there.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I also noticed it on Marketing School. Neil Patel and Alex Su. That's so funny that the ad annoys me so much. It's for a hosting company. And now I actually cannot remember the name. That's so funny. But I think what they tried to do is getting people, they always say, go to their website or Google it. That's what they say. And the reason they say Google it is because the more people who go to Google to do it's called a brand query, that brand is going to have a higher affinity.
Yeah.
That's why even when I picked the name web friendly, people naturally use the words web friendly when describing things. So it helps our site have a higher affinity because Google's algorithm might assume they're talking about us. Yeah, I've seen a lot of ads on YouTube videos that are not like, go to this. Actually, maybe Lou Later does say, go to audible.com/Lou Later. Maybe.
Oh, okay. I would be shocked if he doesn't use some kind of link to track. Otherwise, how are they going to be able to track the success of that campaign?
I have noticed a lot of YouTubers, reading off ads for things and then not having a way to track it. And I was like, why would the sponsor, like, all we want is just say our name. That's it, let people hear it. But that is interesting, getting the data. I think you're right. All right, next prediction I got for you.
What do you got?
So I was talking to a friend about this. He has an online community and he was thinking about pivoting the niche of it. So right now it's more of like a personal development thing, but the majority of the people who are in the community are freelancers who want to travel. And I was saying, I think you should just dump the personal development aspect of like, this is a community for personal development to this is a community for freelancing. And one of the groups is personal development. That's cool. And the reason for that is I think all these people getting laid off are all very talented people. Like with these big tech companies, right? You hear, Google laying off, Facebook's laying off, Twitter, Amazon, right?
Twitter, yep. Amazon.
These are talented people, right? They're developers, first of all. A lot of developers. They all got severance, right? You can't just fire somebody in most places, right? They got a nice severance package. They're skilled. They made some friends at work. They team up. They're going to start some startups. I think we're going to see on Product Hunt a lot of things coming up in this next year, 2023. A lot of new products coming out. A lot of new freelancers. And I think those freelancers, they're going to be new to entrepreneurship. They're going to be new to getting business. I think marketing agencies are going to have a lot more business doing marketing stuff for other people. I think I'm going to be good. But I think communities, online communities and helping people to connect together because, ever since COVID and people aren't doing as many live events, there's definitely not as many live events as there was before. Even myself, I was doing live events. COVID kind of killed it. I still haven't. It's hard to get that flywheel back. Right?
Yeah.
It's like I keep thinking about how I'm going to get back to 100 people every single Monday night. So it's like, how would I even start it again? And it's like, I know how to start it again, but it's like, okay, it's like a lot of work. Before I had the leverage to be able to do the event so easily. Like
you had momentum.
I had momentum, but like people would always say like, how do you do this every Monday night? You're crazy. I'm like, it just happens. It's just like, I'm not like, because everything's going. And like people would always try to convince me to be a speaker. I'm like, I don't need to go find speakers. I just know people. I'm like, hey, you should speak. And I would get great speakers because I'm just always in it. So I think that's what kind of killed all these live events. So I think that people want to connect. I've been saying this for a long time. I think the future of social media is a lot of social media networks, a lot of niche networks. I'm sick of Facebook. I think about doing like a community just for internet marketers where we can just chat internet marketing stuff and there's no BS marketing stuff. It's like we cool marketers just talking about, right? We have different groups. This group talk about YouTube marketing. This group you can talk about Twitter marketing, whatever, right? There could be a job board, whatever we need, but there's no BS stuff. We don't got to worry about people trashing Elon Musk. There's not going to be a bunch of crypto talk. Well, maybe there might be a channel for that, just so they don't talk about it. Anyways, so I think that niche social networks. So I think these community platforms are going to get bigger and bigger. And the other big thing that I'm surprised has not been a huge thing yet, I don't think it's that huge, is community platforms or just everybody having their own mobile app. I think there's a use case for a mobile app for almost everybody. So I think every community needs to have a mobile app because you look at all social networks, they're all mobile first. I was surprised to find out that even that Facebook is like 90% mobile now. YouTube is 60% mobile, right? Because there's definitely a use case for watching videos on YouTube, like on a desktop.
I gotta mention this real quick. It's been a while since I looked at the data. When I had to research this, probably like a year ago or so, what the report stated was that 23% of the entire global mobile traffic belonged on YouTube. Think about that. 23% of all mobile traffic on the planet is on YouTube. That blew me away.
Wow. Where did you find that?
I read that report. Geez, we're talking about something between a year and 2 years ago. If you're going to Google that right now, I got to quickly mention this. You're talking about all these developers that have been laid off. Dude, did you hear about the guy from India?
No.
Facebook hired him, paid him to leave India and move to Canada, and 2 days later fired him, laid him off. He was part of the layoffs. Facebook, like a month ago or whatever, laid off like 13% of their workforce. I can't remember the exact numbers. It was some crazy figure like that, and it made it in the news that this guy was only like literally left his home country of India, moved to Canada, and got laid off. I gotta say, I totally agree with you. Like, communities are already a big thing. There's no denying the value of communities. 2022 has been a really hard year for a lot of people, which sucks because it just seems like the mess of 2020 just won't ever go away. Communities are going to be a huge part of how people are going to get out of any kind of mess that they find themselves in.
Wow, yeah. That's so what happens to that guy now? Does he have to go back to India?
Oh, I don't remember, but I remember reading the article saying that he was excited for new opportunities and he'd never been to Canada before and blah, blah, blah. Like, it sounded like he was actually pretty optimistic, but still, come on. Like, he literally moved halfway across the world to be a Facebook employee and then they canned his ass. Like, that sucks.
So the stat here about your YouTube, it says YouTube apparently makes up nearly 40% of mobile traffic, mobile web traffic.
Holy crap.
Wait, mobile web traffic could be in a browser versus in app. I don't know what mobile, because they're not saying mobile traffic, mobile web traffic. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'd have to look how they're defining that as well.
I don't know. What does that mean? Because it's like, what about Google? Are they just talking about in terms of their app?
Yeah, but that's still consistent. So I got it up on my screen here. This is something I check every once in a while. So we go to rankings and then we go to top websites. And I don't know how, I'm assuming this is live. Google is always number one. YouTube is always number two. But it's interesting when you look at average visit duration, YouTube doubles Google's number. Okay. Google is only 11 minutes and 5 seconds, whereas YouTube is 21 minutes and 19 seconds. Pages viewed per visit, Google is only 8.67, whereas YouTube, which would be videos, not pages, but YouTube is 12.29, again, kicking Google's ass. And then bounce rate. The bounce rate on Google is 28.44, whereas YouTube's bounce rate is only 19.95%. So even though YouTube's the number 2 website in the world, it's actually kicking Google's butt on these 3 metrics, which I've always found pretty interesting.
Well, of course, because on Google, you just, find information and go. That's the whole idea of it, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, that is interesting. I mean, for them, I don't really believe that it could be 40% of mobile traffic, but they're basing it here on downstream mobile web traffic, global downstream, which means maybe like the amount of like packets that are being downloaded.
I have to quickly mention this because everyone's always comparing TikTok with YouTube, which I think is laughable. Last time I checked this website, TikTok was number 18. It's fallen down to 19 now. So yeah, TikTok is going the wrong direction. Sorry for all you TikTokers out there.
I find TikTok is like not worth it. We already know YouTube traffic from TikTok, first of all. Okay, I don't think you really build community inside of TikTok. And I think TikTok will probably get banned after Trump becomes president again. Elon Musk has talked with Mr. Beast on Twitter about bringing Vine back. And I think Vine could be a competitor to TikTok.
No, really? I haven't heard that. Wow.
Yeah. They had a conversation on Twitter, and then Elon Musk asked Mr. Beast what ideas he has for Vine.
Wow.
So I think Vine will make a comeback, but probably next year. I think right now they're trying to figure out what to do with Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I get like what to do now on TikTok and stuff and posting, whatever. I get it, but I don't see any value in it.
I don't see any value.
I see a value in growing on Instagram. I see value in growing a Facebook page again.
Really? A Facebook page?
Yeah, I think a Facebook page could do some stuff. You could also advertise through it in the future. I believe in Facebook sticking around, but I would say now that I've kind of gone into this world of YouTube marketing and trying to grow a show, whatever, I think if anyone wants to build on any social platform, YouTube is by far the best, hands down. There's no competition.
Agreed.
Because every other social media platform, you post and then your post is just done after a week or whatever, right? On YouTube, like you look at our views right now on our channel, like our last few videos got 4 or 5 views, this and that, right? I looked at some of our old videos from like the time that we did an episode all about you're breaking down all the YouTube stats for the companies. All those videos have like between 100 to 300 views. I think one of them got like 600 views.
There's an evergreen component on YouTube that none of the other platforms have.
That's what I mean. So when I'm posting all these videos now, when it's getting like 2, 3 views, whatever, I don't even care because I know I'm going to look back in a month from now, they're all going to have hundreds because of the longevities, right? So we're creating a library that's going to pay off for us next year.
Exactly.
People are going to discover us next year, and then they're going to have this whole library of content to start binging and watching and learning. But you look at like, on Instagram, they're not going to do that. You don't discover somebody and then go back. I'm going to watch every single post that they ever made, every single 1-minute reel they ever made. You don't do that. I like on YouTube, I can watch a video, skip ahead.
No other platform can boast that. YouTube has the widest moat. Like everyone always talks about compound growth, whether you're talking about finances or something else. The key is uninterrupted compound growth is one of the most powerful forces in existence. It exists on YouTube. It doesn't exist on the other platform. Any business savvy person, anyone who recognizes that their time and attention is finite, you better invest your limited time and attention to where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. I mean, I'm a YouTube expert, so of course I'm biased here. The reason why I became a YouTube expert was because to me, 4 years ago, the writing was on the wall. Anybody who puts all their efforts into YouTube platform and then repurpose what they can for the other platforms, that's the best strategy I've come across. I haven't come across anything. And I mean, again, I'm biased because of the career choice I've gone down.
No, it's not. I don't think this has to do with your career choice because now, like me as a digital marketer, and I'm doing this, right? I'm looking at like, what is the point of growing on Instagram? Right? Like, how am I going to monetize that? I do know, like, let's just say we do get a large following. We do some stories, drive people somewhere, the DM game. But I mean, I don't need to have a large audience. If I want to make money on Instagram now, I think they're just doing the DM game, you just DM people like, hey, check out your stuff. You want to connect like that. It's a good way to connect with people. Same with Twitter. I don't need to go and post a bunch of content and have 1 million followers to do that.
You can monetize any platform. But which platform are you going to go to have the most options of monetization? YouTube. YouTube has more options to monetize than any other.
But it's also the easiest. Like on Instagram and Twitter, the only way it's going to work, I've discovered this, is if you go out and engage with people. We were posting on Instagram. We would get, 100 to 200, 300 views when we're posting our reels. And then I started doing some Instagram engagement, going on other people's posts, leaving comments and so on. I did that. Or the next video comes out, it's now at 26 or 27,000 views. Post the next one, it's like 6,000 views. You have to go out and engage. So it takes more work, right? It doesn't just do its magic. On YouTube, you create content, you just keep on iterating. Like how we've done the show, we're iterating, we're figuring it out, right? Like I see all of this as we're just putting in the reps. We're just going to the gym. We don't got big muscles yet, right? But I could see it now. Now I'm really starting to see the vision of like what this show is going to look like in a year from now, considering all this stuff. We've had a lot of hiccups along the way of like trying to figure things out and the quality of the content and all that kind of stuff.
Every YouTube channel does. Every single YouTube channel goes through that.
Yeah. If I was able to just put in all my time into it, it would have been happening way faster. But right now I'm trying to I got to put the minimal amount of time into the show because, I got my business. I'm so behind on my project, all that kind of stuff. But I could see it now that I'm streamlining everything. And so then in a year from now, it's like we could still leverage this back catalog of content. We learn so much from it. And then it's like, there's so much more opportunity for like what this can become as a YouTube show versus if we were just like, hey, let's just make Instagram content and let's go big on TikTok.
And as long as we're talking about monetization, I do have a use case, a story that I should share with you.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of people jump to conclusions that you can only create real impact and generate serious revenue if you have a large following. Talk about YouTube or Instagram or whatever. Again, I'm using a YouTube example here, but the reality is that's not actually the case. This year, one of my YouTube clients that my company provides done-for-you services for, I'll never forget this, on November 7th, so 10 months and 1 week, they passed $500,000 in trackable revenue from their YouTube program.
What niche is this channel in?
They're financial services, high ticket.
Interesting.
I want to say like 380 leads were converted from viewers to leads because of a free training. And I don't know why I just do air quotes. Maybe I'm just a fan of air quotes. But let's just let's just say we're
That's interesting,
offering a
yeah.
free training. And the idea is if you're trying to build a YouTube channel and you have a lead magnet or a tripwire, this is the best advice I can give absolutely anybody. Make sure that freebie is also video content. They're watching you on video. I don't understand it when people are trying to give away like a free ebook. They're watching you on video. They enjoy video content.
Makes sense, yeah.
So make sure your lead magnet or tripwire is a video. So it's a free training. I want to say like 380 leads or so. And that actually converted into a roughly 38 paying clients. So a 10% conversion rate, not too shabby for a high ticket item. And the client was able to pass $500,000 in revenue on November 7th. In 2022, we started that YouTube program, the Done For You services for that client on January 1st. So breaking $500,000 in our first year is not too bad. I didn't even mention the most important part. At that time, the client had 4,650 subscribers, way less than 5,000 subs, and the channel generated over $500,000 in revenue in the first year.
So were they already posting content before they met you, or was this a new channel?
I was with them since the very beginning, but the first year I was only their YouTube consultant. And then they saw traction in 2021. They were like, we like this, Andrew. We want to go bigger. And then my company started doing the Done For You services for their channel. And then, it only took us 10 months and 1 week to break $500,000. So next year, it's going to be a lot bigger than that.
What kind of view numbers are they getting from the 4,700 subscribers?
When we passed the $500,000 mark, we were generating on average 20,000 views a month.
Wow, interesting.
That's not YouTube ad revenue. That's not affiliate revenue.
I get you. Yeah, you're getting the leads.
That's literally only their back end trackable revenue. If we're talking about the other ways that they generate revenue, then the number's even higher.
So do you help them figure out what topics to talk about?
Oh yeah. I collaborate with them on that point. They're experts at what they do. They know the frequently asked questions that their clients are going to ask. So those are the easy videos that we can make with a super simple YouTube title that's literally the question that people ask over and over and over again, because then that way, when those prospects go to YouTube and type in the exact same question worded the same way, my clients' videos will pop up. But when it comes to the more advanced stuff, then I literally just tell them, listen, I need a video on this, I need a video on that. And then they just go ahead and hit the record button and make it happen.
I've seen a big impact on the stuff that you've taught me about optimizing on YouTube. And I've realized like the stuff that we do to optimize on YouTube has made a significantly larger impact than all the stuff we're doing on social media.
Oh, that's good to hear. Thanks. Yeah.
The only other thing that's done really well is all the stuff that we're doing on the website, SEO, optimization, content, like all that stuff. That has really paid off for me doing that, right?
Nice.
But in terms of being able to get the views, like we're getting views. I figured out now with our thumbnails, we can get the clicks, we can get the views, we can get the watch time. It's the subscribers that's not working, which means that people don't love the content. They're like, this is okay, random video, okay, I'll watch it, right? But I'm really trying to get down to how to get people to subscribe to care about what we're talking about long term.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we're at 1,200 subscribers, something like that. It's interesting to see at less than 5,000 subscribers make $500,000.
Oh yeah,
I can totally see it, especially in the financial services niche. That's like one of the most profitable niches, right?
You could argue it's easier or harder. You could. If you have a high ticket offer, then obviously you need to convert less viewers into leads and convert less leads into paying customers to generate serious revenue. However, financial services, spoiler alert, not the sexiest subject under the sun. So you have to be that much more creative.
Can you give me an example of like a topic that they would talk about that might have like one of the videos that maybe generated some leads?
So we use the same call to action across every single video on that channel. So I couldn't actually tell you which videos are getting the most clicks.
Okay.
I'm actually still researching different options on that because honestly, we pump out so much content. I don't want to have unique UTM for every single video because that just would drive me and my team bonkers, and I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. But to give you an example, well, we literally cover every subject under the sun that Canadians care about when it comes to finances.
Oh, I see.
We have some great videos that talk about inflation, retirement, investing, real estate. They're financial educators and they're experts at what they do in financial services. I would consider them the gold standard in Canada for what they do.
It's interesting because a topic like that, if someone's watching that video, they're probably interested to get their services, basically.
Yeah, I guess it depends on who you talk to about what strategy works the best, but we literally add like the best of the best content on the YouTube channel. Some people are like, oh, you tease out some things, bits and pieces, and then you charge for the best stuff. No, we give the best stuff away like all the time. That just through the know, like, and trust factor that YouTube is so strong and powerful with, then it's just inevitable someone's going to want to call them and become a client or download the free training or go to the free training, watch the free training. By the time they're done watching the free training, they're going to be like, I love these guys. they're going to help me get out of debt. They're going to help me blow up my wealth. They're going to help me blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like even same like, you know, when we do our videos where you share some of your YouTube optimization strategies, if all we did was make videos like that, I'm sure you get tons of leads because people who are watching that video are interested to maybe, you know, invest in either your services or your course or something like that. I was thinking like if I was trying to get clients to build funnels, if all I do is make videos about how to optimize your funnel,
good point,
how to write your copy, you know, all that kind of stuff. People who watch those videos are more likely to want to buy my service. They could be people just trying to self-educate too. But I think when it comes to financial services, most people hire people to, you know, support them in some of those services.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm a YouTube expert, you're a funnel expert, and I work with financial experts. At the end of the day, it's really not realistic that the average Joe, I don't know what else to call the person that we're talking about here, but the average Joe, you either have too much budget and not enough time, or you have too much time and not enough budget at the end of the day. And if you want the results and the outcomes you're after, you're going to hire an expert, or you might just pay an expert to get it done for you, even better, because you're going to end up much happier with the results that you're after a lot quicker. Or you can spend the hours and hours and hours on YouTube and figure it out yourself. If you don't have the budget, then that's an option for you as well.
But the best part about this is that, you know, that video or all the videos that they made are working for them right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, they post that stuff on Instagram. It worked for them the day they posted it, you know, but now it's like, that's why I think it's interesting. When you first told me about your fees and all that, I was like, man, that sounds kind of high. But you think about it, you're just basically creating these little robot employees that are just working for them all the time. And then it's just like, you know,
compound interest.
What is their revenue per employee? Do they have any employee that has, you know, directly impacted $500,000 in sales? I doubt it.
I'm not an expense to my clients. I'm an investment to my clients. Yeah. And I can charge what I charge because they're going to make many times that. And if we're going to break $500,000 in our first year, we're going to do much more than that in the second year, because all the videos that we made this year are still working for that client the next year. It's compound interest. You're cloning yourself.
I think it's crazy, man. I know. You know, when you first told me about your business, I wasn't like all hot about it. I was like, sounds kind of like expensive. I don't know. I'm not sure who's going to do that. But now that I kind of understand it more, I'm just like, you know, it's pretty legit. So good job.
Because I was a YouTube consultant for 2 or 3 years. And then I just recognized that there's a major gap in the marketplace. There isn't really that many YouTube experts in the marketplace that have a track record of getting results. There are even fewer YouTube experts in the marketplace that offer done-for-you services. Because I talk to YouTube experts all the time. I rub shoulders with some of the greatest minds out there right now. I'm very fortunate, very lucky to be plugged into a very elite group of YouTube experts, and I turn to them for questions. They turn to me for questions. Most of them don't want to offer done-for-you services because it's a lot of work. And I'm like, no, I'll do it because I trust my team a whole lot more than I trust my client's team.